G'day everyone and welcome back to Albatross Barbecue. Who doesn't love cooking on a spit rotisserie? If you're looking for a super easy, delicious roast beef, whether it's for a Sunday roast dinner or a simple barbecue, look no further. This is delicious. Stay tuned. So we're going to start off by making our wet rub. I've got myself some fresh rosemary as well as some fresh thyme. I'm just simply going to chop that up nice and finely. Just to mention as well that all the ingredients that I'm using today are in the description of this video. Grab yourself a bowl so you can mix everything together. We've got ourselves mustard powder, black pepper and kosher salt, olive oil, and then of course the minced garlic. I'm using 3 heaped teaspoons. If that's too much for you, just throw in 2. That's all done. Push that to one side and go and grab your beef. When I'm cooking a roast beef, topside is always a firm favourite in our household. Now the reason being, my wife much prefers a leaner cut of beef. Topside is super lean and super tasty, as long as you don't overcook it, otherwise it will dry out. I'm just going to chop off those remaining bits of fat. Makes no difference for how I'm going to be cooking this today. Now I'm going to poke a number of holes into this topside beef. Reason being, I want to drive as much of that flavour into the beef as I can, plus it helps tenderize that meat just a little bit. So go and grab those garlic and herb flavourings and poke that into the holes as much as you can, as well as making sure it's well and truly covered across the whole of that topside. I've also got myself some butcher's twine. I'm going to tie this top side up. Now you don't need to, it's absolutely fine. You can just throw this straight onto the rotisserie as it is. I like to tie it up just to give the beef a little bit of shape. That's all the preparation done. I'm going to leave this beef to one side and just let it soak in all of those beautiful flavours. All right, so all those flavors are now gonna soak into that meat, gonna help tenderize it a little bit. We're gonna leave it at room temperature for about 45 to 60 minutes, and then we'll get this thing cranking on the spit rotisserie. So fill up your chimney with your preferred source of heat and then light it up. It should take 20 to 30 minutes to get these coals ready. In the meantime, skewer your beef and clamp it in place. Once you see those flames poking above the top of your chimney, it's time to throw those coals in. I'm going to move these coals around so there's a bit of a well in the middle. Reason for that is if I do have any fat or any oil dripping off the beef, it's not going to flare up and cause some flames. I'm also just sprinkling on a pinch more salt and pepper. Go and grab yourself a beer, start preparing your vegetables or whatever you're going to be eating this with, because there's nothing more that you need to do other than be patient and wait for this beef to cook. Cooking on the rotisserie is so easy, and if you want to make it even easier for yourself, go and grab yourself one of these wireless thermometers. I'm going to poke that into the meat as close to the middle as I can, and it's going to tell me exactly where the temperature of this beef is. Pending the size of your meat, it can take anywhere between 2 to 5 hours to cook. This is only a small cut. It's about 1.6 kilos. So it's going to take about 2 hours. I'm after a medium finish today. So I've dropped this down at 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And once it gets to 135, I want to take this off. I'm going to wrap it up in some foil and then let it rest because it will continue to cook whilst it's resting. If you're after a finish which is closer to medium rare or even rare, just do exactly what I did, but at about 120 to 125 Fahrenheit. I've only rested this for about 15 to 20 minutes today because the rest of my food is ready. Family are hungry, so it's time to slice this topside beef up. Don't forget to remove that twine if you've used some. Cooking so it's close to a medium finish is still going to give you that lovely pink colour. It's still going to give you some of those juices flowing. But for my family, this is absolutely perfect. It's the right colour, it's the right temperature. Everyone's going to be happy. Cooking at that higher level on the rotisserie, in my opinion, makes for a much more even cook. All right, it's time for the all-important taste test. Looks good, it smells great. Let's dig in and give this thing a try. That's cooked to perfection. Still tender and juicy. Goddamn delicious. So easy, guys. You just want to go and catch you again in the next one. Thanks for watching. You might think that was a lot of garlic that I used today. You might think it was too many herbs, but when you're mixing it with the vegetables and the gravy, it's absolutely perfect and it's super delicious. Very, very easy, guys. If you've got yourself a rotisserie, fancy a roast beef, give this one a go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.